Thank you for joining us on the Evolve Your Brand podcast, season 2. Today, I'm so excited to have a very, very special guest with us. Before I jump into that, the new set, fire. I want to thank Shane and his son, Brian. They busted their tails to make sure this happened. So shout out to you guys. Icon Industry, Stephen Porter, named the eel after you. That's how much I love you. The rest of the crew here, we can't make this magic happen without you. I appreciate you so much. Without further ado, Curtis Kelley, West Ivy Inspections. Welcome, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I love the new digs. It looks good. I like the way the red is reflecting off my skin. It's giving me a nice youthful look.
I mean, you're a good looking man. You're a good looking man. You look better on this set.
I agree 1,000%. The way that the backlight is like filling my beard. Oh man, I love it.
So if you're an entrepreneur in San Diego and you got an invite from the Evolve Your Brand podcast, would you go?
Damn right.
Oh, he said damn right. Let's talk about you. Let's where were you born? Give me the coolest story from your childhood.
So I was born in Sacramento, but I was raised in Stockton, California. I'm the youngest of 8 kids, so I got to see a lot of we can curse, right?
Get it?
So I got to see a lot of
This is your show. We're on your show, bro.
So here we go. So I got to see a lot of people fucking up, right? So I have 3 older brothers. I have 4 older sisters, and I saw them take different paths. And from that, I was able to put together the path that I wanted to take. So that's how I got here today. But in Stockton is, Stockton is a small town. Not a lot of opportunities, but a lot of good people there. And growing up having less, you always want more, and you always feel like there's more that can be done to get yourself out of the neighborhood that you're in. Because I grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't the best. I grew up on a dead end street. The name of the street is Ivy Avenue is the street that I grew up on. And it's actually the name of the company too. But growing up there, it was just it was a situation where you really felt like there wasn't that many opportunities. And when I came to San Diego, I really felt like the world was opened up to me. Like there was a lot more opportunities available to me. And I embraced it. I really enjoyed the people. There's one story when I came from, so I went to junior college in Stockton, and I transferred here to San Diego State. And in Stockton, in order for me to get through all the transferable credits, I had to pull a lot of teeth, like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? And a lot of doors was kind of getting slammed in my face. And then I finally was able to get transfer here. And the first day I walked on the campus of San Diego State, I just walked into the first building I saw, and there was a lady sitting behind the desk. And I walked up to her and I said, hey, I'm looking for the administration office. And then she's like, oh, okay, sure, honey, let me show you. She got up from behind the counter, walked me all the way outside to the path, and pointed at the building. You see that building right there? That's the administration office. And I got chills that she got out of her desk to show me exactly where that building was. Because growing up in Stockton, there was a lot of prejudice. And here in San Diego, for her to do that, it was a white lady. For her to do that just really like opened me up. And I was like, wow, like this lady has just completely changed my life on something that was so small. It's showing me where the building was. So I looked at her and I was like, thank you so much. And I gave her a hug, and she was like, oh, okay. Like, what was this about? Right. And I was just like, no, you didn't have to walk me out here. But from that point, that one lady really kind of changed my whole feeling about San Diego, and that San Diego is really a welcoming town and a welcoming city. And I just completely embraced that once I moved here. And I've just been in love with the city ever since.
What was her name?
I have no idea. I wish I knew.
We're going to have to go to San Diego State, bro. Maybe she's still working there.
I know. She was the sweetest lady. And I ended up going there for, for 3 years or 2.5 years and never seen her again.
Doesn't it blow you away? Like she could have had a terrible that day and took it out upon you, but she didn't.
She didn't. No.
And then you stayed.
Yeah.
And you've done so much here in the city.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's a cool fucking story.
Yeah. It gives me chills now, even just.
I'm why are you giving me chills, bro? Like, we're only 5 minutes into it.
I know.
You can't move that quick.
I know.
I've set the pace, not you. I'm kidding. That's, I appreciate let's talk about your childhood. You said that was an impactful moment in your life. Mm. What was it? How was that different than what you experienced in Stockton?
In Stockton, most of the city is really poor. So there was some racism, but it was a lot of classism too. So if you're poor, you're poor. Black, white, Mexican, whatever it is. My whole street was a melting pot of different nationalities, but there was no opportunities. And people who did have the opportunities and were well off kind of stayed segregated, and they kind of kept that to themselves, So you felt that as a youth, looking for jobs and looking for opportunities and just constantly hitting your head against the wall. And I believe that's why my brothers ended up going down the wrong path, because there wasn't a lot of opportunities for young Black men at the time. So you couldn't just go work at McDonald's because they weren't giving you jobs at McDonald's. You couldn't just go and work in a warehouse because they weren't giving you jobs at the warehouse. So they turned to doing what other people were doing at that time, which was selling drugs and going to jail. So I had that as my role models growing up. And then on the flip side, I have my sister who did go to college. She ended up going to Sac State. She ended up becoming a nurse and doing really well for herself. So I had two different paths that I could choose. So I saw the effects that both had on my mother, right? My brothers was making my mother cry, and my sister was making my mother happy, right? She was the one who was coming down, helping my mom, buying things for my mom. So I had two different choices. So I chose the latter and went off to school to San Diego State. But those are options that I had growing up. So it was difficult to make the right choice. You know what I mean? I had to do a lot of things wrong first in order for me to understand that I need to do things right. But I think that's what makes us all great, is you only can know your highest highs after you've seen your lowest lows. So
nobody knows that better than entrepreneurs, right?
That's true.
What do you love about your mom?
My mom is the type of person who will give everyone respect until respect is no longer deserved. And at that point, she now has the authority to not give you respect. And I think I've kind of taken that on myself, right? Because I respect everyone and I'm really cool with everyone until they show me that they no longer deserve that respect. And at that point, then the gloves are off, at that point. But everyone deserves a chance, and multiple chances, and that's what I love about my mom. And I think, like most moms, are just really loving. They're giving. They're caring. She's the matriarch of the family, and she keeps everything together. Every Thanksgiving, we all get together and we go back home, and we all get together in a small little house, and we all have Thanksgiving together and pay tribute to her and thank her. And she can't hear that well, so she just sits in the corner and smiles, But she knows that we're all saying good things about her, my mom is who holds, the glue to the family that holds everything together, and I don't think, for sure, of course, I wouldn't be here without her guidance of telling me that I could do anything that I put my mind to, right? And she used to always tell me, anything you want to do, it's in a book, So
say that again.
Yeah, anything you want to do, it's in a book.
Holy shit, right? Man.
And so at the time, I used to fix on cars. So my dad's a mechanic, and he used to fix on cars and fix on houses and all that stuff. So he could do anything, right? Dad is always like the superhero who could do anything. But he ended up leaving the house when I was probably about 13 or so. So I'm left to do a lot of this stuff now. And she was like, "Oh, just get a book. Your daddy would just get a book and just da-da-da-da. Your daddy would just do it." Oh, okay. So now I knew it was possible. So, I used to fix transmissions, front ends of cars, all this stuff while I was still like in my early 20s, but it was all from a book. And then once I got to college, I learned that there was more things in a book. And then now with the internet, instead of it being on the book, it's all on YouTube. So anything you really want in life, all you simply have to do is open up a book and it's there. So in today's society, no one really has an excuse to not be successful, and not successful in the sense of having a lot of money and whatever, but setting a goal and accomplishing a goal is successful. So no one really has an excuse not to be successful if you set a goal and then just work towards that goal. So because it's all written.
The information to achieve success is more available than ever before.
Readily available.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I'm 50.
I'm done. I'm out of here. You guys, he can finish up on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you ever come on this show and you're 50 and you look like you're 34, I'm not going to be your friend. Now the tough questions come. You look great, man. Good for you.
Bro. Thank you.
You stay on top of your health?
Yeah, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I smoke cigars every now and then.
Okay.
But no, I stopped drinking when my daughter was born. Well, let me take that back. I stopped smoking when my daughter was born. She's 19. So roughly 20 years ago, I stopped smoking. And then my sons are 17. So I stopped drinking 17 years ago.
You have twins?
I have twin boys.
17?
17-year-old.
You're a man.
Man.
You're a man's man. They're about to graduate. You're about to be empty nester.
Yeah. For real. Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
That's a whole nother nugget.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother, that's going to wait.
Yeah.
19, so you got 3.
I have 3 kids.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's great. I saw your picture with your kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What'd you do for Father's Day?
We went to the fair, man. We went to the fair and we had a good time. I like to play the games. I like to bribe the people behind the booth to get the big prize, right? Try to slip them a 20 here or there. I don't know why I think that's so fun, but I love doing it. I love talking them into giving me a big prize.
It's winning.
Yeah, it works.
It's winning.
It works every time.
You just asked, why do I love doing it? Because it's about winning?
It's about winning.
Winning. You love to win.
Yeah.
What do you love about your family? Like, what's the thing that would describe your family?
Man, I love how we all interact and how we joke and how we have a good time together. I love the vacations where we're just laughing at each other, and my boys are so witty. Like, they'll come up with jokes that's so funny. My daughter is so witty. My wife is funny. It's just a good time. And then we make up like our own little shows. Like, we'll see people walk in and we'll make up like scenarios of what they may be talking about.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
The Kelley family.
Yeah.
The judgment game.
Oh, we love it.
I love it.
We love it. Oh, especially at Disneyland where, kids start acting up. And
get out.
Yeah, we love it.
We're going to have to, I'm going to join the Kelley. We're going to do Evolve on tour. And we're going to play this game with the Kellys. Yeah. I'm in. I like
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We enjoy it.
You guys are funny. Okay, I'm in.
We have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you love about being a dad?
I like getting a second chance to do things the right way, So like I said, I'm 50, right? So it took me a long time to understand how to do things the right way. And that was by trial and error. My kids don't have to make that mistake now. They don't have to bump their heads on doing things the wrong way, right? If they listen to what I say, at least they'll start from a higher plateau than I did. So they have an opportunity to better their life more so than I have. So that's what I'm excited for as a dad, is to see their future and where they're going to be. My kids are already way smarter than I was. They're in advanced placement classes. They're already college prep. My daughter's already in ASU. My boys are looking to go to Long Beach State. And I had to take the long road to get there, where they're getting that straight out of high school, and I enjoy being able to provide them that opportunity, and give them all the things that I didn't have, and that's part of the reason I work so hard, is to give them an opportunity to be the best person that they can. And my kids are really thankful, and they're grateful for things that I give them. So, and they're not spoiled kids. I make them work for what they want. They put stickers on all the little stuff that I do for me. I have good kids, man. I got lucky. I must admit, I got lucky.
What's your wife's name?
Rashana.
Rashana?
Yeah, Rashana.
I think your kids are lucky to have you and Rashana.
Yeah. My wife is great, man.
Parenting.
Yeah.
Your mom's.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works out, right?
It is. It's getting me all emotional.
I'm getting all chills.
It's getting me all emotional.
Well,
man.
hey, man. Okay. How lucky are we? I said this podcast about storytelling. How lucky are we to have you in our community? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
We should do real estate this way.
We should. We really should.
And how many do real estate this way?
Yeah. There's a few of us out there, man.
Bingo.
There's a few of us out there, man.
And really this is the stage for it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Like, I'm so thankful to Anna and KP for connecting us.
Yeah.
It's like great people know great people. You and I would have, I know you on social media.
Right.
But I followed you probably for 3-4 years because I see you at all this stuff. It's a very small community.
Right.
But you and I, what better way, what meeting could we have had that's better than this?
Yeah, there's nothing better than this.
There's nothing better than this. And I know so much more. You have a fun family, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to, by the way, speaking of branding,
yes,
you're going to go to your family. We're naming this. Does it have a name?
We don't.
Oh, it's going to have a name.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
I want the follow up. I have it on video.
Yeah. We'll come up with a name.
And then you're going to drop it in the comments of your episode.
It in the comments.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Because I think we should make, it's not Cards Against Humanity, but you got a game going.
Yeah, it's definitely a game. I got to think of a name. My daughter definitely will come up with the name. She's good at that stuff.
She going to college right now?
She is, yeah.
What's she studying?
Psychology.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's going to analyze you, bro.
She is. Yeah, she already does it.
Is she daddy's little girl?
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, her and her mom have a really good connection, though, that I enjoy watching, so that's good.
That's amazing, bro. Good for you. You just when you talked about your family, you're all joyed up. I was thinking about something earlier when you were talking about your mom at Thanksgiving. I wanted to bring it up to you. You said, she's not all there, but she can feel energy.
Oh, yeah.
And vibe,
Yeah. My mom is sharp. She's still really sharp. She's she knows everything that's going on. She just can't hear well.
Yeah.
So she has selective hearing. So she'll jump in the conversation when it benefits her. Other than that, she's like, y'all go ahead and, But yeah, she's really sharp still, man. And she's 86.
Good for her.
Yeah. So she's up there, man. She's up there and she's still.
Oh, we're going strong. I don't know about you, but I'm planning on going strong at 86.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I know.
Let's talk about how, so what was your journey that led to opening up, you said 3 to 4 years ago?
Yeah.
West IB Inspections.
Yeah.
Let's share that story. How did that all manifest itself?
Yeah.
You said you had a cool story about entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. So it all started I worked for John Robinson Inspection Group, right? So he was pretty much the largest inspection group going at the time. It was like 8 of us. And right around that time, the pandemic hit. So once the pandemic hit, people started dying around me. So I had 2 sister-in-laws that passed away. I had a friend who my sons played basketball with. He passed away. And they were all around the age of 50, right? And at the time, I was probably in my mid-40s or something, I guess. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, I don't have much time left. If 50 is the age where most people are passing away, I don't have much time left. And I've always told my kids, you can do anything you put your mind to. Same thing my mom told me. But I've always known that the game is caught, not taught, right? So it's the thing they say in the street is things are learned from watching people doing it versus me telling you how to do it, right? So the game is caught, not taught. So with that being the case, I need to actually go out there and do it. The kids need to see me do it. They need to see me opening my business, failing, succeeding, whatever it is. But if I have 50 years, who cares if I die? Because at least they've seen their dad try to do it. And now they know it's possible. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a contracting business. I was going to do restoration work. And I didn't really want to compete with the home inspection company I was working with. I wanted to work with them. And so I was going to open West Ivy Restoration. And that was the name of it, West Ivy Restoration. And I took all the contracting classes and I asked the lady, okay, I'm all done with the classes. I need to sign up to take the state test. She's like, oh, because of the pandemic, everything is still on lockdown. So you can't take the test for like another 9 to 12 months. I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me this when I signed up a few months ago. So I'm like, so now I'm pissed, but I still have this urge of starting a business. So at the time, I was like, you know what? I have the LLC set up. I have everything set up. I'm just going to start West Ivy Home Inspections. So I ran down, changed the DBA from restoration to home inspection. And I had to have a hard conversation with John and tell him like, hey, I'm going to start my own business. But the great thing about John is John was the only other Black home inspector that I've ever seen. So he showed me how to do home inspections. He showed me how to do an intro when I do the home inspections, how to carry myself. And it felt a little bit different because it came from somebody who looked like me. So it gave me a little bit more, trust that I could do it on my own, right? Because I seen him do it, right? And he gave me his blessing. He helped me out with everything and got me. It was like, all right, man, here's everything you need. Go out on your own. And normally there will be a lot of animosity when you have people separating in business, but it wasn't that. He actually, patted me on my back and said, all right, go do your thing. And we were still friends to this day. But from that point, I started my business and I had a social media presence already. So I simply just set up my camera and said, hey, I'm Curtis, I'm starting my own business, West Ivy Home Inspections, yada, yada. And I was expecting to do maybe one inspection a day here or there, about 20 in a month. And that first month I ended up doing 37 inspections. So people saw me on social media and was like, oh man, I didn't know you were starting your own home inspection company. And they just followed me. And from that point, I just kind of built on that. I just kept, feeding the beast, right? Took my experience from making t-shirts in the past, and I just used that. I started passing out t-shirts. I started going to events, and the rest is history. That's how it all got started.
What'd you get? How many home inspections did you guys do last month?
Last month, we did 80.
80.
80 last month. Yeah, between two of us. Yeah.
And real
85.
estate is slow.
85. We did 85.
Real estate is slow.
Yeah, real estate is slow.
You did 85.
We did 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty busy.
Yeah, it's getting busy. I think, as we're not going to talk too much about real estate, it's just shocking to me how the people that are buying homes, we don't do a great job of giving them insight on what's really happening. Mm-hmm. Like we're so busy selling, mm-hmm. we're not helping understand like, hey, San Diego is not like the rest of the country. Mm-hmm. I think that's where, I think individuals like yourself, like you're relationship based. You care about the people that you're serving, right?
Yeah,
1,000%. I can tell.
Yeah. I
can tell just by talking to you. Like you care because mm-hmm. you're setting the model for your kids. Right. Like This is how you run an effective business. And shout out to John, man. Like, he didn't look at you as competition. He saw you making the industry better because of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I give a lot of respect and thanks to him. Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, hey, that's
Yeah.
well, it also he helped you take on the baton and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
You're sharing a story. Share the story about one of your new team members.
Yeah, so I have a new guy named Francisco. He's coming onto the team. He'll probably be starting within the next month or so. But young dude, I think he's like 26, and he's really eager just to learn everything, right? Learn everything about how to run a business, learn everything about home inspections, about real estate. And he's just a sponge at this point, right? And when you see that, you want to feed that energy, right? And you want to help out as much as you can. Like you said, there's enough business to go around for everyone, and I have an abundance mindset. The better I do for him and my other guy, Jarrett, the better it's going to be overall for the West Ivy team and real estate in general. So, yeah, Jarrett is a really good guy as well. That's my first guy that I brought on. And he has a really good sense of construction. So he brings an insight that's really different than what I bring.
That's awesome.
Really good. So it's good to see him expanding in his role as well. So
What do you see for West Ivy? Like, fast forward 5 years from now. What's your vision?
So 5 years from now, I'll have like 4 to 5 employees. We really want to have a plumbing division where we simply focus on sewer scopes, sewer jetting, just taking care of that portion. And then also focusing on the commercial aspects of home inspections as well, or property inspections, where we do everything from churches to malls to office buildings. That's the next step. And then for me to take a step back and to do more of the training and teaching and mentoring in the business, and then really pushing the business forward.
And what do you think the key component is to pushing it over the next like 6 months to get it there? Like, what's on your priority list right now?
I need an admin, and I need a marketing person, someone to do some of the shaking hands and kissing babies that I do. And then also someone to answer the phone calls and field some of that stuff as well. So,
there you go. So you're in growth mode right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Look back 3-4 years ago. Could you have seen yourself sitting there? Like, what's been the biggest lesson that you've learned in that 4 years?
Life is good, man. That's the biggest lesson I've learned, is life is good. A lot of times you think you are hitting a wall and you can't go any further, and then opportunities will present itself. Last year, I was one of the speakers at INTERNACHI, which is like the International Association of Home Inspectors. So I taught a 2-hour course on ancillary services, which are doing sewer scopes, mold inspections. And so it felt good to be teaching amongst my peers, to give a 2-hour seminar, a paid speaking engagement in New Jersey, paid for my flight and everything out there. And
I didn't know we had a celebrity.
A little bit.
Little paid gig. All right.
And that was really big for me. You know, at that point, it was really big because I got there, and these are home inspectors all around the country. And there was a lot of people that I know that live in Atlanta, and people were approaching me. Hey, man, I follow you on social media, and so, but I still keep in contact with these people now, and we talk about growing our business and so on. So it's a great feeling, man. No, my goal of starting the home inspection company from the beginning was to be a respected name in the home inspection field. So I wanted them to speak about myself, to speak about John, to speak about Philippe, who's the owner of I think it's San Diego Home Inspections or whatever it may be. But I want it to be mentioned in the same breath and to be respected as a legitimate company. And I think I've done that. But I know that I have a lot more to go. I once had a dream, and this dream was so vivid. It was as I was feeling myself progress and get closer to that, I had a dream where I was climbing up a mountain, and I had got to the top of the mountain, and I was so tired. I was so tired, but I really enjoyed the view. I was patting myself on the back for how high I had got, and I was enjoying the view at the top, looking at everything. And then I looked up, and there was a guy up there with the house on a mountain. So I'm like, wow. I crawled up the hill just to sit on top of the hill all by myself to look at the view. And there's a guy who's even higher than I am with the house. He's living there. So that dream has like stuck with me ever since. So every time that I think that I'm doing enough, I know that I'm not doing enough because there's someone that's doing better, because there's a guy sitting on the top of the mountain in a house. So it lets me know that I can always do more. And I'm not comparing myself to the guy in the house. Yeah. But as soon as I think that I'm doing enough, I always know that there's more that I could be doing. So I think a lot of times in life, we are so focused on moving ourselves forward that we don't look back and really appreciate how far we came. You know, I've had family members and friends say, man, you've come a long way. You know, you got like 3 vehicles now. You got your own company, da, 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 da. But I didn't even see it. I didn't recognize how far I came because I'm so busy pushing, trying to go further, you know? And there always has to be a time, I think, where you stop, you take a deep breath and you pat yourself on the back and commend yourself for what you've done, you know, because no one else is going to do it. A lot of people will say, oh, man, you're doing great. But you really have to pat yourself on the back and appreciate some of the things that you've done for yourself, you know. So
you're the only one that knows how much hard work went into actually doing it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's other people recognize it, but you're the only one that knows how much you sacrificed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the 12-hour days and getting up when you don't. And this is the thing I tell a lot of young entrepreneurs is when you are working for someone else, you'll work those 12-hour days, 10-hour days. You'll do that 4-5 times a week. And then even on that last day, you don't want to do it. And you get your body up off the ground and you still go do it anyway, right? But when it comes to owning your own business, a lot of people don't do that. They're like, oh, I own my own business. Why do I need to work so much? That is the exact time you need to work the hardest. If you're going to do it for someone else, you might as well do it for yourself. So that's how I feel, is there's been plenty of days where I've worked really, really hard for someone else. So I'll be damned if I don't work as hard, if not harder, for myself. There's going to be no one out there that's going to outwork me at all. I'm going to kiss babies. I'm going to shake hands. I'm going to do inspections. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to be a family man. I'm going to do it all to the best of my ability, just because I know that other people won't. A lot of people are lazy, and I'm taking advantage of them being lazy. So a lot of times I have to put a chip on my shoulder, and I have to use a lot of the negativity that you get from other people as motivation. So if someone says you can't do something, or someone gives you a sly remark, perfect. I love it. You know,
that's the fuel to your fire.
Oh man. And and then a lot of times people say negativity isn't a great way to motivate yourself, but damn, it works.
I think it depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some people are just fragile when it comes to their, and I don't mean fragile in a bad way. Like we're all just different. Like if you're too fragile to have negative shit talking to yourself, it's all good.
Right.
Don't do negative shit talking.
Right.
But if that works for me, it works for me. Like, Curtis, honestly, I don't care what works to drive you to be the best version of yourself. As long as we get the best version, who cares?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. You know why I started
Bro, like seriously.
Yeah. I started a podcast in my garage simply because this guy didn't want me on his podcast. Or I did his podcast and he never aired it. And it got me so upset that I was like, fuck it, I'm going to build
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to build a podcast in my own garage. Like, fuck you. Now let's see. You know? And it's a lot of that, man. And I think a lot of me being driven to be the best that I can is, growing up, I guess I never was really in the accelerated classes. I wasn't really slated to be, most successful, and you may hear little comments here and there. And I think a lot of that has fueled me over the years, right? Because kind of like my mom, I'm the type of person to give people respect. I'm the person to act dumb in a room just to get all the knowledge, right? But sometimes by you acting as if you don't know the answer to the question, people can take that ignorance as like stupidity, right? Yeah. So I'll be the first person to say I don't know something. I'll be the first person to actually show that I'm not the most competent in something, but it's only just to get information so I can learn. Yeah. But in return, sometimes you'll get some negative comments from that. And those negative comments is really what fueled me, right? Because like I said, I'm not going to change the way I speak. I'm not going to try to act smarter than what I really am. And sometimes it may come across that way. And the comments that I get from that is nothing more than fuel. Like, okay, I'll see you at the top. I'll see you at the top. We'll see what happens.
Because no one could stop you. I think that's the funny thing. Like, you and I have lived. I'm in my late 40s, and shit doesn't bother me anymore. Mm-mm. Like, I don't care. Mm-mm. Like, you happy? You're not bothering anybody, do you, bro?
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. It takes.
I'm winning.
Exactly.
I'm winning.
Well,
I want everybody to win. Here's the thing, though. Most aren't. That's just the truth of it. Right. Because like you talked about laziness, and I've gone through, I'm in sales, bro. Like I'm in sales. What I mean by that is I'm in the sales of relationships. Yeah. Like I have to go connect with people. Mm-hmm. So when I say sales, that's not a bad thing. Like what I do for a living is connect. Yeah. And the only way I meet more people is by going out there and connecting with more people. Mm-hmm. Phone calls, video messages, like I love people. Yeah. Of course I'm going to go connect with more people because I'm going to do them right. Yeah. I'm going to do better for them than any other mortgage advisor because I care.
Because you care.
And I'm going to get to know them. What is West Ivy Inspections? Mm-hmm. What does that stand for? Like, what does your company stand for? How is it that you're making it better?
My cousin said it best is West Ivy is the Ivy League of inspections. So you want to think of it as you have other inspection companies, then you have West Ivy. You have people who really take it serious as being a home inspector. I love being a home inspector. There's nothing else that I'm going to do in my life other than inspect homes and build this business, right? So my guys are the same way. They're hungry for knowledge. And when you have a West Ivy employee walk on your property, you know that you're getting someone who's dedicated to being the best. You have the Ivy League of inspections on your property.
The Ivy League. Mm-hmm. What's your cousin's name?
What's that?
You said, your cousin.
Oh, my cousin. Oh, Harrison.
You're not going to give him credit, bro? Harrison.
No, hold on.
Why is he?
His name is Peanut. Peanut.
Thank
you, Peanut. Hey.
Peanut, you are a marketing genius, bro. Look at you.
He is. He's the one who actually got me into T-shirts and all that.
Why don't we get Peanut, like, give him my number? Like, Peanut, we gotta chit-chat, bro. Yeah. The Ivy League of
Home Inspections.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
The man's...
Yeah, he's a sharp one.
He's got the swoosh.
Yeah, he does.
You're not going to pay him residual.
No, hell no.
No, I was going to say, buy him a bag of peanuts.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny.
He gets all the swag, though.
Does he? Yeah, okay, that's all you need. The swag looks cool. I wear the swag. And you know what? Kudos to you for not putting inspections, so when I wear it, it's like, dude, nobody wants to sport it.
Yeah.
But you'll sport a cool logo.
You'll sport a cool logo. Yeah, all day.
offline, remind me. I got to tell you the funniest branding and the shout out. I can't do it online. It's got to be an offline story. Let's talk about community.
Yeah.
So it's not just about you. You live in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How are you making things better for San Diego and our community?
Well, every year we do either a blanket drive or like a food drive or something towards the end of the year. Last year, my daughter put together a blanket drive. So if you brought a blanket to a home inspection, we would give you $50 off. And then at the end, we would donate those to the homeless. First we were going to donate them to group homes. Group homes, they wouldn't accept it for some reason. So me and my daughter, we actually got in my truck and we literally, no bullshit, went under every bridge in San Diego and personally handed out blankets to the homeless. Yeah, personally.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God. My wife was like, baby, I don't know about that bridge. I'm like, what are we going to do with all these blankets? Like, these people need these blankets. So, yeah, so we literally got out there and went under every bridge, passing out blankets. And people were so thankful for those blankets. And a lot of people did really good and didn't even get a home inspection, just gave me like 3 or 4 blankets. You know, like one of my friend Princess, she was like, hey, I don't even want to do a home inspection. Here's 3 blankets. Met up with me and gave me 3 blankets.
What did that teach you about like humanity and how good we are?
There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people on both sides, on the giving side and on the receiving side. There were so many people that were thankful to receive a nice, clean blanket for the winter, you know. And, you know, I know San Diego has a homeless problem, but regardless, you have people out there who are cold at night. And, you know, it felt good for us to make sure that that person at least had one night of sleeping in a nice, clean blanket. You know, like you can't save everybody, but at least that one night they had something really, really nice for themselves, you know, and that made us feel good.
It's that moment. We all work for that moment. You're like, you know, that night, if you just sit there, that night was better for them than the prior night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it may be something as simple as like that lady who walked out the building and who pointed at the administration building at San Diego Safe for me.
You might have never stuck around.
Yeah. I don't know her name. I don't even remember what she looks like.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember what she did for me, you know, and it could be the same for them. Like, man, I remember this guy and this little girl came and gave me this blanket and I was under the bridge. I was like, fuck, that's crazy, you know?
You know, and I also think like what you're teaching your daughter and your kids, you know, you're like, what was the analogy that you gave? You only catch.
The game is.
Caught.
Caught, not taught.
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
And I think that's, you talked about entitlement earlier with your kids. And that's one of the things that bothers me. Like one of my kids is entitled, just getting back to this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's the number one thing I want to show them is that there's nothing going to be handed to you in this world. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to really bust your ass. Mm-hmm. And nor should it be. Like we have the land of opportunity, you know. Mm-hmm. They're in Costa Rica right now. Mm-hmm. And I just think like, do you go to other countries? Like you guys travel, right?
I'm going to Cancun in a week.
Okay, sweet. Like, don't you think we have it better here than anywhere else?
Yeah, for sure. We do, for sure. And you know, we have to talk a lot to our kids, you know?
Yeah.
And we always have to remind them of how good we have it, you know? And how good we have it just to compare to people within our family still, you know? How we are you're able to get everything you want. My boys used to ride BMX, and the bikes that I bought for them were like $1,500 bikes, right? And we didn't start off with $1,500 bikes, but I ended up getting them the best bikes that I could afford for them, right? Carbon fiber bikes, carbon fiber wheels, travel to Oklahoma so they can ride in the national races and stuff like that. Like I did everything I could possibly do to make sure that they could be the best that they could. I didn't want them to be the best within the city, but couldn't afford to go cross country to race, right? I wanted to give them that opportunity. And we have to remind our kids about that. Like, listen, everybody doesn't get this opportunity. I'm doing this for you. Do you know how much money I make? This is how much money I make. Do you know how much money you think your friends make? This is how much money I think they make. So compare the two. I'm not saying I make more, I make less, but you need to understand how much money people make. Now understand how much I'm spending on your bike. Now understand how much it's going to cost to get you there, right? So I have one son now. He thanks me for everything. Dad, thank you for taking me to the store. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. But he understands that nothing is given. And I tell him all the time, no one gives a shit about you.
Seriously.
No one cares. No one cares how well you do outside of this house. Everyone inside of this house is rooting for you to do your best, right? Outside of this house, no one gives a shit.
Like, they're going to tell you, like, man, I feel bad for you.
That's it. That's all
I'm so sorry.
That's all you get. Yeah.
Like, I hope things get better.
Yeah.
How many people, like, I can think of 5 people I could call right now. KP being one of them. Mm-hmm. Bro, I need you. Yeah. Like, I can think of 5 people.
Yeah.
Other than that, for the most part, like, and that's earned, I think. It's earned. You know, this relationship, I value this time so much because, like, I'm getting to know the real Curtis.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into Brandon in just a second. Like, how have you enjoyed your experience so far?
Oh, man, it's great. I'm like half in tears as I'm talking to you right
That's good. That's good,
I'm a super
bro.
emotional person, as you can tell. But no, it's when I talk about family, it just means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Man. It means a lot. Here I go. It means a lot to me when it comes to talking about my kids, you know, because God damn it. Fuck it.
Hey, man, I get it.
It means a lot to me talking about my kids because, like I said before, it's the opportunity I have to do things again the right way, right? To actually have them be the best that they can be on the sweat of my back. They don't have to crawl underneath the house like I have. If they want to, go for it, you know, good for you. But at the same time, things that I've done is only giving you a plateau to start on a higher level. And if I could provide that for my kids, then my job is done. My job is done. So,
bro, you giving them the freedom of fucking options.
Yeah, I'm giving them options.
You are. You've given them the freedom of options by busting your ass.
Exactly. Like, my kids are able to go to school and not have to worry about how they're going to pay for it.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to pay for it, but at the same time, I have the knowledge and I have the capabilities of being able to get them into college and make sure that they have a great start at life.
You know, just getting to know you, like, between you and your wife, I would love to meet your kids because you can already tell, like, they're going to be great members of society. That's what I want. Curtis, I'm going for, like, I got 3 boys.
Yeah.
Fucking rock star men. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going after. Yeah. How can I set you into this world where you contribute and make a positive impact?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my kids are going to do great, man.
I know it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how well they do, just because we give them a lot of great encouragement. We give them a lot of good feedback, you know. And I'm hard on my kids, but I understand, man.
Good.
I understand. No one gives a shit.
Good, man.
You don't need me to be hard on you too. Like, the world's going to be hard on you enough. Yeah. You need to understand what's going on in your life right now. May not be the best. How can we deal with it? Me and you together, how are we going to work through you getting through this sticky point that you're in right now to get you over it? You don't have to hide shit from me because I'm only here to help you. I'm not going to come down on you. I'm here to help you.
Let's go.
So I can't wait to see how that fosters as they get older.
Curtis, you know what? I'm glad that I got to connect with you. You know, I get to meet a lot of people that own their own companies. So I'm glad that I met someone in my industry. I care less though. Yeah. Care more about who you are as a human. Yeah. Like, I just love you, dude. I'm like,
thank you.
I like this guy. He's a great dad. Like, he's busting his ass. I had no idea that your company was 4 years old. I thought you've been in the game for a long time. And it's funny that I follow John. I didn't even know what John did.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I've been a home inspector, right, for over 10 years, but I purposely don't advertise how long the company's been around.
Yeah.
Simply because people think it's been around a lot longer. And
That's good.
I don't want to tell them anything longer.
Hey, man, it just talks about, and it doesn't surprise me that in a short period of time that you've done that, because your company is you. It's like interchangeable. Let's jump into brand.
For sure.
Okay. So you said you're protective of your brand when we talked on the phone before you came on.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So the brand comes with qualities. The brand kind of stands alone, almost like its own entity. And it stands for like respect. It stands for courtesy. It stands for honesty. It stands for trust. I want people to think of West Ivy almost like Amazon, right?
Yeah.
You have a problem, give me a call. We're going to get it taken care of before we even get off the phone. It's not going to be a lot of back and forth. We're going to get you taken care of. That's just what we do. I'm not here to rob people. I'm not here to steal money from people. I'm here to do the best that I could do for a person when it comes time for me to show up on their property. And that's what the brand stands for. It's just honesty, respect, trust, and courtesy. Yeah.
Like you.
Well, yeah, like me. Yeah.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah. It's
Personal brand is your company.
Yeah.
I don't need a personal brand. Okay, so when people tell you, I have my company, I don't need a personal brand, what would you say?
You have to have a personal brand. You have to have something that speaks without you personally being there, right? So my 4 bars and a dot represents me to the fullest, right? It's something so simple. It's just 4 bars and a dot. And when you see that, you know, damn, that looks familiar. West Ivy. And you know that the quality follows right behind that. And it's so powerful, the imagery that people don't really understand. You know, it sets a quality that comes along with the personal connection. You know, I have another nephew. He owns a company called Recession Proof, and Recession Proof. His name is Marcus, out in Atlanta, and he has a really good branding, right? And his brand follows him without him being there. And from that, I've seen that and I've just embodied it myself. Like he has an R with an arrow. I have the W, right? And something similar colors and everything. But in this business that we're in, you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people will try to reinvent the wheel. And I'm going to create a brand that is my favorite color and it's my favorite flower. And that's all great. But what does it mean to the person who's walking by? They're not going to know what the hell a purple flower what does that have to do with anything? You need to, your brand or your logo needs to be something that they can instantly recognize and know that it's you or it.
Don't make them work hard to figure out what you're there for.
Yeah.
You know, it's like marketing 101. And that's what's so funny. We're in an industry that spends so much time marketing and selling. Mm-hmm. We don't really storytell. You know, you and I were joking around like, oh, here's another house. Here's another home inspection. Here's this, here's that. Tells me nothing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you have to. The story behind West Ivy, I think, is just as important as me showing up, right? So, you know, West Ivy is the street that I grew up on. It's the street my mom still lives on till this day, right? And it's the reason why, you know, I work hard to better the company. And I think once people hear that, they're like, oh shit, it all makes sense now. Because I always get, what is West Ivy, right? It makes more sense to be San Diego Inspection Company or... That's
your opportunity to explain it. There you go.
Exactly.
I get it. So I like it.
Yeah,
little intrigue, little mystery.
Exactly. So when people ask, what is West Ivy? Oh, it's the street that I grew up on. My mom still lives there to this day. Oh, man, that's cool. I was wondering what that was about. Yeah. The logo is cool, right? And that's normally what comes right after that.
And talk about like beautiful branding. Now the next time they see the 4 lines and the dot, they're going to know like, oh man, that's where he grew up.
Yep.
I love that.
Exactly.
See, and when you said that, I was intrigued because having, I'm in the process of rebranding myself. I've spent so much time talking about like podcasting. People think I'm a podcaster. I'm like, no, I'm a podcast host, but I'm a mortgage advisor first. Like, I love helping families.
Yeah.
I got into real estate. That's the one thing. Were you surprised, as long as you've been in real estate, how long have you been in it?
Shoot, man, I got in real estate back in the 08, 06, actually.
Okay, I have a question for you. How do we make real estate better for the people that we serve?
You know what? Take out the opinion of the agents and all the other people involved. Let the clients choose and pick the properties they want and let them make the decisions, and for the agents to simply help facilitate that. A lot of times the agents will start to impose their opinions on the clients on what they should buy and what they should not buy. And that's when they lose clients, because no one wants to be fed and no one wants to be sold. It's the same reason you hang up on telemarketers. You don't want to be sold something. It's the same reason people leave their agents, because the agent's like, oh, no, this is a great property. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about this. Don't, and next thing you know, I see it all the time where a person will work with one agent in the beginning. Their second property, they were with a different agent, right? and it's simply because some agents are not being completely upfront, And a lot of times when an agent hasn't ate in a couple months, the check is a little bit more important than making sure that client is happy. Sometimes that means you have to walk away from a property if you're halfway through, if the client doesn't want it, right? And if they don't want it, damn, we just walked away from that property. I'm going to stick with that agent.
That's what I'm talking about. I love that. And here's the shout out to you said there's a lot of great real estate professionals, and the great real estate professionals, I know they care about people.
All the ones that I know that do a lot of business do exactly what I said. The property speaks to everyone, right? The agent, hey, we're at the property, we're doing the inspection. Oh, I'm a little concerned about the mold or whatever. All right, we should get a mold test. I'm a little concerned about this. All right, yeah, let's look at that. I don't know if this is the property for me. Okay, maybe this isn't the property for you.
Next.
Let's go to look at the next one, right? Those are the agents that are still in business.
So are those the people that you gravitate towards?
Those are the ones that gravitate towards me. Yeah.
It's vice versa. Yeah. It's a two-way street. Gravitation happens both ways.
Exactly.
And that was, a lot of people don't know this. I don't think you knew it. I vet everyone that comes on the podcast. Everyone. Every single person, relationship based. They have to be contributing to the community because we're so much more than ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. We are.
Let's go to last and final question. What do you love about San Diego?
Oh, man. There's so much I love. I love that San Diego is a melting pot.
You get one. What do you love most? If you had to tell your cousin that lives in Atlanta, you're moving to San Diego because of
opportunity.
Ooh.
Opportunity.
Go. Dick. What do you mean?
San Diego is the land of opportunity. There's so much to do, from the IT. We have the beach. We have ranches. We have skiing not far away. We have different communities. You want a job doing pretty much anything, you could do it here in San Diego. There's just so much opportunity here in San Diego. That's why I love it so much.
And last but not least, what do you think about the people that live in San Diego?
I love the people. The people are great. No one's from San Diego that lives in San Diego. So everybody's cool. Everyone's respectful, No one feels like they own the city. There's a few, but no one feels like they own the city. Everyone here is like a respectful visitor in the house, Everyone is like respectful of the city. And that's what I enjoy the most.
We're very, very lucky. San Diego is an absolutely incredible place to live. Curtis Kelley, West Ivy Inspections. I appreciate it. Did you have a good time?
I did, man. Shit, you made me cry and shit. What was that about?
No, I didn't make you cry. You cried on your own. I just led you down that path.